Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I wanted to talk about why night maps are amazing. You guys already know that I love Insurgency. The combat is phenomenal, I love the mechanics that they've added into the game, and when I learned that they were going to be adding in a DLC, a free content update, where they were going to add in some new night maps, I was fairly interested. So I downloaded the patch, I gave it a whirl, and needless to say, after like 4 hours of playing it, I was hooked. This is gameplay that you just simply do not find in AAA titles today. You will not find it in Call of Duty or in Battlefield, and while admittedly I know it's a risk for them because they already have the stats, I know that DICE has come out and said that the night maps are not played as much as the day. This is gameplay that is extremely refreshing. I was having a blast. I was talking with people in chat and they seem to have a lot of fun with it. And it's just combat that is really unique for first-person shooters. And so what I love about Insurgency is that it actually feels like that time of day. It feels like it's in the middle of the night. You look at Dawnbreaker, for example, in Battlefield 4, it's the illusion of darkness. There are not any dark alleyways that you can use the shadows tactically. You can use the infrared night vision scope, but it's not going to give you a leg up on the competition against someone who was using the red dot sight the entire time. That is not the case in the slightest with Insurgency's update. You want to be a ghost and move around in the shadows and use the infrared night vision goggles tactically? You can do that. You want to piss off the people that are using the goggles and blind them with the flare? That is also available in your arsenal. You have to think so differently about your gameplay and about the combat because you're manipulating the light to your advantage. There were a lot of moments when I would stand in front of a car's high beams because I knew that if any enemy who was using the Iron V scope, if they looked at me, they were going to have no idea I was there. I was going to be able to take them out absolutely no problem. It's those types of decisions and it's that manipulation of the light that I was loving with Insurgency. And so the first way that I tried to combat the darkness was, of course, to use the Iron V goggles. I assumed that they would be the best way to acquire targets, and while they are amazing, they do come with some baggage. You guys have probably noticed that when I do have the goggles on and I'm in a building or there is a light source off in the distance, it's difficult to see if there are any enemies near that light source. Sometimes you do get lucky, sometimes you will see the silhouette of an enemy, but it does become very difficult to identify what the hell is going on, especially where a flare is. Like, a flare will blind you almost 100% of the time. And so it really does require you to think about what you want to do in certain situations. Yeah, it's a very bright section of the map, but as soon as I take off the goggles so that I can see everyone inside of the building, there might be that guy off in the shadows to my left that I won't be able to see once I take off the goggles. So should I run the risk of not having them on and just kind of run through the buildings and hope and pray that there isn't anyone there? Or should I leave them on, run the risk that I might be blinded by some of these lights, but at the same time able to identify that guy off to the left and be able to secure the kill? It's that type of thought process that you have to think about almost the entire time that you are playing on one of these maps. It is constant, it is dynamic, and it is fantastic. The other way that I combated the night was, of course, to use the flashlights. This is how flashlights should work in first-person shooters, not the pile of crap that we have in Battlefield 4. The flashlight in Battlefield, while maybe every once in a while you might blind an enemy and make it so that they miss 1 or 2 of their shots, that doesn't happen very often, and then for its main function, to illuminate what is in front of you, it doesn't serve any purpose in the slightest. Like I already mentioned, there are no shadowy or dark sections of the map. There are no times where I thought to myself, hot damn, I really wish I was using a flashlight right now because there was that guy that was hiding in that shadow over there, and if I just had my flashlight, I would have been able to kill him. Like, that's never occurred to me ever in Battlefield. I don't think anyone has ever thought that in Battlefield 4. Ever, like, at all. In Insurgency, it does exactly like what you would assume it would. You point this in an area, it's going to illuminate, and it's going to turn into daytime. That enemy that you normally wouldn't have seen, he's now waving at you, he's probably about to pull the trigger and kill you, but at least you can see him. This was the attachment that I was actually gravitating towards the most. I got a lot of use out of it, but it also, once again, comes with some downsides. Yes, you can illuminate everything in front of you, but you're also a beacon of light to everyone that's looking in your general direction. Like, you're round a corner, your flashlight is bouncing up and down, the enemy is gonna know exactly what's going on, shoot in that general direction, and because in this game you only die in a couple of bullets, you're gonna be back at the spawn screen as fast as you rounded that corner. It's this type of gameplay and it's these strengths and weaknesses that I think make night combat so enjoyable. You really are manipulating light. Light is your resource, and if you take advantage of it and you can use it as a resource, you're gonna be able to come out on top and you're gonna be able to be successful. If you aren't able to manipulate the light to your advantage, or you just don't understand the strengths and weaknesses of each of the gadgets, you're gonna have a harder time being successful on one of these maps. And so overall, I have thoroughly enjoyed my playtime over the last couple of hours, and it has solidified my stance that I would love if big AAA titles would decide to maybe do something like this in one of their games. I realize that Insurgency is an indie game. Like, it was developed only by a few guys, and maybe that is what their customers wanted, and it only works for Insurgency. I don't buy that, but maybe that is the case. But to have modding tools in Battlefield, I can almost 100% guarantee that people would create night maps. Like, if we had a Siege of Shanghai night map, that would be incredible. Using flares to blind people that are using the infrared night vision scopes, using the Iron V scopes to figure out what was going on in front of you, blinding people with the flashlight, also illuminating. It sounds awesome. It sounds tactical. It sounds like a breath of fresh air, and to have that in the Battlefield franchise because of modding tools would be simply fantastic. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's video. I just simply wanted to illustrate the reasons why I have been enjoying this so much in Insurgency, so I hope you enjoyed. But let me know what you think about night maps. Let me know your stance. Do you like the idea of having this in big AAA titles? Do you think that the gameplay would slow down to the point that you think it would be boring? Let me know down below. But until tomorrow, have a good one and take it easy.